It's open mic time. If anybody wants to come, let's see first how many would like to share.
Let's have a message from Steve.
Oh, I wanted to say something actually, but go ahead. I wanted to say something towards the end.
So most of you know Steve Downs. He's a big part of this coalition, and he's been at all the other family conferences. He really wanted to be at this one too, but unfortunately his wife is very ill with cancer, and so he couldn't be here. He's home taking care of her, and he sent us a letter. He sent a letter to all of you, so I'm just going to read it. It says, "Dear friends, I'm so sorry I cannot be with you at the family conference. My wife's health has deteriorated somewhat, and it is difficult to leave her alone. We are still trying different treatments and still hopeful that God will grant us a cure." Vil, that's his wife, sends her greetings. She made our, I don't know if you've seen the big wall with all the names that we have. She sewed that each piece, and she sewed our other little banner. Anyway, Vil sends her greetings to all of you and wants you to know that she prays every day for you and for all of those who are waiting for justice. A few weeks ago, I caught Vil at one of her secret pleasures, reading a book of prayers by Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Vil confessed that her favorite prayer is the last one in the book, and this is it. "Lord, renew my spirit and draw my face into smiles of delight at the richness of your blessing. Daily, let my eyes smile at the care and companionship of my family and community. Daily, let my heart smile at the joys and sorrows that we share. Daily, let my mouth smile with the laughter and rejoicing in your works. Daily, let my face give testimony to the gladness you give me. Thank you for this gift. Amen." I think Vil is drawn to this prayer because in a time of hardship, pain, and fear, it is sometimes difficult to smile and to be grateful. Mother Teresa's prayer is as much a challenge as a prayer. Can we rejoice and smile at a time of suffering and decline? When the doctors decided that there was nothing more that they could do for Vil, they told her to go home and, quote, "live life to the fullest in the time that remains." We are starting to realize a full life must include gratitude and joy. And so, Vil and I want to express our gratitude to all of you for your support, for the support you have given us in your prayers and blessings. Indeed, your prayers may be keeping her alive. From both of us, we thank you. You are beautiful people. From Steve and Vil.
I just want to echo what Kathy said about Steve, because that's how we can see the essence of people. You know, even though you have been wronged and you have been suffering and you feel pain, there are a lot of people here who support you. I mean, Kathy and Lynn and Mel, Fred came from long distances to be with you and to give you support. Steve has been volunteering and giving out of his personal wealth to this coalition. And he's been there every time. He did it when it was leaderless. He's given many hours towards the cause of this coalition, written interviews, leadership, and we can't be more grateful to a person than even at the time where his wife is suffering from cancer. He's still there for you and bringing this beautiful letter. So tell him thank you on our behalf, and we pray for Vil and for them. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. A lot of people love you and a lot of people want to support you. And even though they may not be with you and you may not see them, they are there. And this thing will continue, inshallah. You know, don't feel alone. Don't feel alone.
Yes, his presence is Very, very missed. There is a postcard out there. Please, you're welcome to write a message to express your respect. Anybody would like to come and tell us about their loved one, maybe read a letter, a poem. I know Sister Charmaine did communicate with everybody about this, so I wonder if anybody would like to read something. Fadal. We know you are the poetess.
Okay, so I wrote this for my son when I was driving up here. I know I'm not supposed to write and drive, but we just had to let something out. As I drive miles and miles, unhappy traveled roads, images of your sad eyes pop up constantly on my mind. I see you in a tiny cell, surrounded by demons of hell. Your basic rights have been denied. Even letters that I write have been tossed by the brainwashed COs. I drive miles and miles, passing green valleys, mounds of hills and many lakes. Nothing can comfort me, not even the beauty of those painted orange and yellow trees. Each tree that I pass bows down with respect to the vibes of pain that emanates from me. The wind that caresses my face carries the moisture off my eyelashes and sends it to the god of rain. My sigh becomes whirlwinds, whipping everything in their path. How can that image of you for 1 second leave my mind? How can images of you laying on a cemented bed in a gray tiny cell not make me angry from within? Ah, my son, 5 years has been robbed from your very young life. Every passing moment I send you my love. Every passing moment I send you my prayers. Every passing moment I send you myself.
While you are driving, Sister Layla, that is amazing. Multitasking.
Can you email it so we can put it on the website?
Very good. Anybody else? Nida? Oh, yes.
Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters. This is our 4th family conference together, and I am so happy to be here. First, I want to start by sharing good news with all of you. Because of Allah, the most merciful, my immigration judge has granted my whole family asylum this March 2014. In 2003, my husband and my son went for special registration because we are Muslim immigrants from Pakistan. NYPD targeted and punished my innocent, peaceful family. First, they took away my son by force in 2004. Then, 2007, on my son's sentence day, same day, at midnight, they arrest me, my daughter and my disabled husband and put us in immigration jail. They took away my two breadwinners from us and left me and my daughter alone. I and my daughter come out after 11 days on 35,000 bond. And my husband come out after 6 months. My husband was house arrest from 2007 till March 2014. From 2004 till now, Allah is always with me every step of my way. Many struggles come upon us. Many people have left us, but Allah is always with me. In storm, rain, snow, I never give up. I always stand like a tree to fight for justice. I always know that Allah makes the way, and after 12 years, we get asylum. When I was undocumented, I have a fear of getting deported back to my country. Always wonder how I will live without my son. Now, no one separate me from my son. No one deport me and my family. No one can harass us anymore. This August, my son has completed his 10 years sentence. Now, no separate justice did a vigil for my son in front of Metropolitan Correctional Facility on September 1st. Doing vigil every month shows other people that how many innocent people are in jail, and by telling our true stories, we are telling other people how our loved ones live day to day in prison. All of my son appeals motions have been denied, but we still didn't lose hope. Still we have clemency and commutation left to try. We want to do clemency and commutation so his sentence gets reduced and he come home soon to us. Inshallah, Ameen. My son knows that clemency is not for his case and commutation is very hard to get, but my son still want to try it because Allah makes the way. Now, my son want to community to help him with a lawyer for commutation and also need letters from the community and other people. Our sons, brothers and sisters are serving long sentences. Most of them are young. Their education are incomplete. They have a right to complete their college education. Other issue that Muslim prisoners has is there is no halal food. In Ramadan, Muslim peoples get limited dates and food. In Sahari, The Muslim prisoners are locked down. They only get cereal, sometimes with milk and sometimes without milk. Our community can write to the authority for Muslim prisoners' rights to solve this problem, and discrimination is there for halal food and education and other problems. In my son jail, my son and other Muslims get discrimination. 1 week before Ramadan, in this Ramadan, one officer came to my son, said, and threw his Quran and other religious book on floor and on the shoes. My son is very hurt and crying for Quran. Officers do these things of torture, make them emotional so they can ruin their progress report. Community peoples should visit them, write them letters, and find what they are going through. Now, I want to share my son's message with you. My son says, the little things like sending cards and letters means a lot to us who are behind walls. I wish I can be reunited with my family. I want others like me who've been entrapped and who are Muslim to be reunited with their families. I don't wish jail for no one. It is a place where you are subjected to mentally torture. I want you all to keep doing the good work. If one innocent man reunited with his family, that will be a big blessing. All of you are trying to achieve some goals to help innocent people. You all should work together to make change, because united we stand, divided we fall. NYPD entrap innocent peoples, throw innocent peoples in jail, give them long sentences from every community. As a family and community, we have to work together, fight together to change these policies and systems. We also need to fight to end these jails, abuses and killing of innocent people, to win justice and safety for all. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Very well done. She gave us a complete plan of what to do and how to do it, and support, and mashallah. You should be somewhere in the government, sister, making plans, and I mean, truly, make good plans, you know. Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. Yes, Nida, you have something you want to share?
You go first, I'm looking for it.
Anybody wants to share? Yes.
So if any of you guys still have artwork that you wanted to show, you can do that now. Go ahead.
Okay. Most of you know my father is Muhammad Saleh, and he's been in jail now 22 years. When he was in Colorado, he was in solitary confinement for over 10 years. I'm proud to call him my dad. He is a very strong man, and I believe I get a lot of my strength from him. He never keeps himself down. He stays happy all the time, and his belief is very strong. He knitted my daughter a blanket, he's knitted me scarves and hats. And I said, what else are you gonna learn in there? Next thing I know, he's making jewelry. He made all these necklaces and bracelets and sends it to me and my daughter. And he's always doing something in there. The other day he told me he made apple pie for everybody. So I said, oh man, he said, are you gonna be a good cook like your dad? And I said, oh, I should be there with you to make apple pie for me. And he said he made baklava, and I said, oh my goodness, we saw him 2 weeks ago, and he said, I ate too much for eat. And he just makes you laugh. He's such a strong man, and it's just unbelievable. I've never met somebody that's been in jail for 22 years and can stay so strong and, yeah, sane. I don't know if I can, if I was in his place. But I'm just proud to call him my dad. He's a very good guy, and he didn't do anything to be where he's at. And just to know that the only reason why he came to New York was to be able to see me and my brother. And he got entrapped in this case. It's very hard to know that he didn't plan on being here. Just to see me and my brother, he ended up in jail.
Very heart-touching indeed. Very heart-touching. I'm going to read something, if nobody wants to say something now, about the baklava. Baklava, Miss Sana. I'm going to read where the baklava was made here. All right, this is a description that Ghassan sent to us about how he spent the day of Eid, the first day of Eid. And I thought I want to share this with you, if you allow me. So it says, to have something happy here. Alhamdulillah, we had an enjoyable Eid here. The Eid is a day to have joy and celebrate the blessings that Allah bestowed upon us that made us Muslims submitting to the Creator of the heavens and earth. We started the Eid celebration by takbirat, Allahu Akbar, right? God is great. From 7:30 until 8 a.m. Then we made Salatul Eid. About 20 Muslims joined in prayer. After Salatul Eid, we hugged and shook hands and greeted each other and shared a snack. Then we spent like 2 hours playing basketball and volleyball. At around 1 p.m., we ate specially prepared meal of fried fish and fried rice. I don't know where they got that from. I mean, they are very creative. Then we had a trivia of general Islamic knowledge. And then he goes ahead and talks about the baklava, microwave burrito bread, stuffed with nuts and dipped in honey and peanut butter. Very creative. And then grits mixed with peanut butter and honey and microwave for a while. And of course, soft drink, which I only drink in Eid time with a happy face because he doesn't believe, soda is good for the health, but he does it on Eid, The blessing of these days is so great that it made the prison irrelevant. I missed you all, and inshallah you also had a great Eid. Since the Eid is related to most blessed days of Hajj, where Muslims have been making this journey for over 1400 years, its blessings transcend all barriers, including the CMU 14-foot razor-wired walls and the hundreds of miles that separate me from my beloved ones. Alhamdulillah for the blessings of being Muslims. Love you. How many of you have read Noor's article about the pictures that were confiscated from Ghassan's room? Do you think you can handle 2 or 3 minutes of this, or you're bored and shall I go ahead and read it? Or?
Let's hear it.
So Ghassan had about 11 pictures of children that he found in newspapers. So he said, for the last 2 years, I've been collecting photocopies of pictures of Muslim children from all over the world, who for some reason or another, I felt attached to them, so I started hanging them one by one in my room in prison. I'm going to describe each picture, hoping to introduce them to you. The first picture is for 12 Afghani children, wrapped in colored clothes. Their ages range from 1 to 3 years. Only their faces are shown in the pictures. There are no injuries on their faces. They were all dead after their village was bombarded, according to Afghani officials, by a US Army unit. The bombs that were used made huge sound and sucked the air from the surrounding areas. The children died along with their mothers, hiding in a room in a house in a remote village from the shock of the sound and lack of air caused by the bomb. The second picture was for a graffiti painted on a wall in a street in Yemen. The graffiti shows a black image of a drone with marks painted on it that say, US drone, carrying Hellfire missiles. Under the drone, there's an image of a young Yemeni girl with a paintbrush in her hand and a statement that said, "Please don't kill my family." The picture was taken while a Yemeni elementary school student was passing by the graffiti. The third picture is for a 2-year-old Syrian child being rescued from a destroyed building in Aleppo after Syrian Air Force dropped a barrel bomb on the building where his family lives. The child is covered with dust. He is hugging so tightly with his 2 arms a Syrian man who is carrying the child in his arms. The child's face is resting on the shoulder of the Syrian man who rescued him. The fourth picture is of the 2, 3, and 4-year-old Syrian brothers sitting on a bench in a makeshift clinic in Homs with apparent injuries and dust on their faces and young bodies. The older boy is crying, and the younger one was looking at his brother, unable to comprehend what was going on while trying to assure his older brother. The fifth picture is for about 200 Uyghur Muslim women and their young children. The children are so young that they don't comprehend what's going on around them, but feeling safe around their mothers. The picture was taken inside a makeshift camp in a forest in Thailand, surrounded by razor wire fence and guarded by a local army unit. They were kept inside this camp by human traffickers who helped them escape eastern Turkestan, which is occupied by China. They were fleeing from the Chinese government persecution of Uyghur Muslims, and they were attempted to immigrate to Malaysia. And then he goes on to the 6th and 7th picture. 8th picture is for a Palestinian child from Gaza sitting on a hospital bed with his face covered with white medical powder over his burned face. He's crying and looking at his mother standing next to him with her face also covered with white powder. The 9th picture is for a group of Muslim children from Myanmar in Southeast Asia standing inside a concentration camp with razor wire fence between them and the photographer. There are tens of thousands of Muslim women, men and children imprisoned in this camp by the Myanmar government for the last 2 years without being allowed to leave the camp. Muslims in Myanmar are being killed and their houses, businesses, mosques have been destroyed by a group led by a Buddhist monk. Then 10th, 11th picture of a Palestinian youth from the West Bank climbing the top of the separation wall between Bethlehem and the Jewish settlement. He almost reached the top of the wall with his head wrapped around the kufiya, risking to be shot at by an Israeli army tower guard. So now he tells what happened. Yesterday, after making Salat al-Dhuhr, I went back to my room to change and get ready for my daily workout. I was shocked to find out that the 11 pictures were not there anymore. I ran outside my room and was told that a prison guard took them all. I rushed to the prison guard's office downstairs and opened the door, pointing at the guard, whom I was told took my pictures and demanded that he returns them back to me. And I can imagine my husband saying, "You took my pictures, give them back to me." So, I shouted at him that he has no right. Of course, before that he says, I rushed to the prison's guard's office downstairs and opened the door. He shouted at him. Then he refused to answer my request and said they are contraband. And you know what contraband means. Dr. Sami, what is contraband?
Stuff you're not supposed to have.
Stuff you're not supposed to have. But where did he get it from? He got it from newspapers that they gave them. He just cut those pictures and put them on his wall. So he was told that this is contraband. I shouted at him that he has no right to take my personal property, as if he has any rights. He forgot that he's being a slave at that point. And my personal property and his act is a reflection of bigotry, racism, and hate, which of course, like Sister was put in his report, that was, he was told earlier that he may be moved to General Pop soon, right? But now with this report, he's pushed back again. So I wonder, he says, a few minutes later I found out that he shredded them all in his office. So they were all shredded. I wonder why he decided to take them off my cell wall. And now, after having been in my room for many months, why he decided to do that now, a couple of days after they told him that he may be eligible for going to General Pop, He says, the pictures were very dear to me. I have copied them upon reading the New York Times and Chicago Tribune newspapers and other magazines for the last 2 years. Each one of these children became part of my life. Their faces became very familiar to me. They remind me of the pain that these Muslim children have gone through facing tyranny and the urgent need to help them. I wish I made 2 copies of each. I will never forget the faces of these children. The prison guard might have had the joy of shredding them for some reason or another, but their faces are engraved in my heart. I know that none of you know their faces, but I thought to introduce them to you through my description of each picture and telling you what happened. Maybe you would like to share this story with others, and that's what I did. Thank you for listening. Jazakumullah khair.
So I actually was not planning on saying anything tonight because I already did enough, I feel like. And it's been a long day. But I gave in, and so I'm going to read a letter my dad wrote a day or 2 days after his father passed away. And it is called A Father's Confession. So the message reads, Assalamu alaikum binti Shuruk, binti Nida, binti, by the way, binti means daughter for non-Arabic speakers, binti Zuhaira. When I was Shusha's age, who's about 13 right now, when I was Shusha's age, I had a huge imagination. While standing under the shower, close your eyes. While standing under the shower, I always imagined myself in a ship battling against the high seas and the pouring rain from above. I imagined myself so strong that I was always able to get through the storm and get the ship safely to the other side of the ocean. Perhaps I was influenced by the fact that when I was 5 years old, my parents put me and my brothers Jamal, Jamil, Kamal on a ship, and we, the family, cruised from Brazil to Palestine in 35 long days. I remember there was a vicious storm in the middle of the ocean, and we heard the captain say something over the loudspeakers in the ship. The passengers were quickly fitted with life jackets because there was a chance the ship was going to sink down in the face of the strong storm that was rapidly about to strike the ship face to face. I remember my mom and dad frantically putting the life vest on me and my brothers. I remember the fear in their eyes and the kisses we were getting from mom as if they were last kisses she was going to be able to give us. As the ship started rocking up and down, causing the waves to spill over the deck, passengers started to panic. They screamed in fear, and so did I, because I thought I was going to fall in the sea and become dinner for the hungry fish. My parents squeezed their arms around me and my brothers. They were so tiny and little, so afraid. My parents were so loving, but perhaps they too thought we were going to die and vanish in the deep sea. Eventually the ship made it to safety, and we escaped a terrifying death. Allah saved us all because He had a plan for us. Going through that experience in life taught me courage and taught me trust in Allah and what He decides for me. Back to my imagination. I imagined danger, cloudy skies, and angry seas, but I never imagined I would be blessed with a beautiful family like the one I had. I never imagined what girls like Zohaira, Sanab, Nida, and Shuruk would ever look like or feel like to have. I never imagined how a little hug by a 2-year-old grandson could change my day. I never imagined what would be like to have a wife so loving, so giving, so faithful, like the only woman in my life, your mom. My life has been nothing but a full blessing, and you, my beautiful family, are in the thick of it. Sometimes we imagine good things, and Allah gives us yet better things, and sometimes we imagine bad things happening, and they never come about. There is, therefore, no use of imagining bad things happening because this may scare us and prevent us from dreaming of the good things that are yet to come. When we ask Allah for something, He will respond in His own way and own terms. But since He is the most generous, most compassionate, and the most loving, we can all count on Him giving us much more than we had hoped for. I always loved my father, and I always believed he had been a good father for me. And I always wanted to be a great father to my own children in my own way. In being a good father to you, my beautiful darlings, I decided to be open with you and open for you. Remember my imagined battles with the storms under the shower? Now I'm in the middle of a real one, not an imaginary one. I have been in the middle of it for the last 6 years. The waves are atrocious, high and brute. The rain is pouring like there is no stopping, and the ship is rocking. But I always imagined I will cross over. I will take the ship to safety, and inshallah I'll come home to give you all the biggest hug a father can give, and lots of kisses and lots of joyful tears. Because I want to be the best father to the best girls I have ever laid eyes on. Love, Baba.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Artistic, always. That is amazing. May Allah bless you with that, for sharing that with us. Inshallah, tomorrow, 6 to 9, the breakfast. And then Kathy will talk to us about inside prison issues and policies. We want to, I believe, we're very tired, but before we leave, we want to hear dua from Imam Khalid. And we want to see Amen after that. So, would you?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. O Allah, give strength and courage to each one in this room. Bless their families, bless their loved ones. Give us the fearlessness to do the things that are necessary to enhance our condition and their condition. O Allah, take the fear out of the hearts those who are in leadership of this ummah could replace it with courage and fear of you alone.
We will first call Sister Tamima and Sister Nida here to discuss their art project that they engaged us in a couple of hours ago. Sister Nida and Sister Tamima. 5 minutes. Inshallah.
A few hours ago, we asked you guys to take some paper and make a face, and then either cut up pictures from magazines and make a collage, or do painting, or anything you felt like doing that would express yourself better than words may, and show us what's on your mind, what you're like, what your hobbies are, what your personality is like. Maybe talk about your loved ones or anything you're feeling, and we got some really good results from that. People were able to show through symbolism, through pictures, through whatever best represented them, a lot of what's going on in their minds and things that they're hiding from people that you can't see from their face, you can't see from their speech, but you can see from the art that was like really heartfelt and just came from the inside. And yeah, we felt like a lot of people got a lot out of that. We felt like we got a lot out of that. And so when people talked about their artworks, they were able to explain it with a visual. Because a lot of times people are very visual, you know, in terms of learning, in terms of explaining. So when they had something to show, that sort of like got the words flowing as well. So it's very, very expressive, very beneficial workshop.
So I just want to thank everyone who participated, and I hope that you got something out of it, and I hope that you start using art as a form of expression, because like I said earlier, sometimes we just go through so many things where we just cannot explain how we feel anymore, and another way to explain is by art or by drawing how you feel or what's on your mind, which was the name of the workshop that we did, was what's on your mind. Yeah, and I saw some really mind-opening drawings, like Sister Shahina's. I'm sorry, but out of all of y'all's drawings, hers touched me the most. It really did. I don't know. I guess because I know how you feel. I mean, I know how you all feel, but hers was just, I wish you brought it. When I looked at it, I automatically felt her pain. It was just so dramatic, and it had a symbolism of darkness and a symbolism of lightness. And when you look at it, you just, all of that pain comes to you. And when I looked at it, I felt that I was looking to her heart. I was looking at her soul. And, you know, it's just amazing what art can do to a person, you know. That's why I encourage all of you guys to, you know, to use art as a form of relieving your stress. You know, find yourself from within. So, thank you.
May Allah bless them. Miss Nida takes art after her daddy, Shukri Abu Bakr. I remember his drawings in the Holy Land Foundation. He drew murals on the walls of Jerusalem and houses, trees that are typical of the Holy City. And so she is the young, blooming artist. She actually went to college to study art, right?
Fine arts and photojournalism, inshallah, master's in art therapy.
MashaAllah, beautiful. Maybe you can teach me how to draw. Nida. I am terrible at that. I'm terrible. Sister Sonali, is she here? Sister Sonali is wanted here for collective appreciation. Let's see. Beautiful things are coming.
Assalamu alaikum. You can stand over here. How are you all doing? How are you all doing?
Alhamdulillah. Just speak up.
Okay. So, this is our 4th conference together, right? So we've had about a couple of years of building with one another. Several of us, most of us, have been here for most of the 4, and then a few of us are new this conference. Few of us have been here in the past conferences that are not here, so we carry everyone. As I say this and what I'm about to say, in terms of the coalition, right, National Coalition, would like to thank each and every one of us, every one of you, for the effort, the time, the energy, the dedication that it takes to be available for each other, to bring ourselves here, right? And then there's also a lot of support from other folks that we have yet to meet, we will probably not meet, who's helping and supporting to hold this process for us. And thanks to Sammy and his network, who's holding down a lot of support for us and has been, even before we even met each other. So, it takes a lot of courage to show up into this space. A little bit of that we talked earlier, with everything that's happening out there in the media, everything that our policies, the media, the criminalization, all of that is designed to keep us separate from one another, right? It's designed to keep us afraid of each other. But yet, we have made a decision to be here and to build with one another despite everything that can keep us afraid and away from each other. So, what the coalition would like to thank you all for is this courage. And may we take this courage and continue to share, take back, and continue to share with our loved ones even when they turn their back on us, right? And so with that, I would like to just invite, popcorn style, anybody, just raise your hand as you will, or just popcorn style, just call it out. Just one thing that you are grateful of, that brings you here, or that keeps you here, or just about each other, what it is that you're grateful of. And say it in one word, okay? And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and ask our lovely assistants here to, what you're gonna do, ready? What you're going to do, here, take one.
Yeah, go ahead. Your mom.
All right. So, one word. Let's hear it.
Life.
Louder.
Life.
Life. Okay, go. Take it to another. Life. What else? Go ahead, Maria. Hope. Okay.
Challenges. Challenges.
Challenges. Okay.
Solidarity.
Solidarity. Okay. Support. Coalition. Yes. What else? Faith. Faith. Help. Help. Freedom. Uh-huh. What else? Okay, what else? What else are you thankful of?
Connections.
Connections. Friendship, okay.
Thank you.
What else?
I take one. Oh,
Is it food? Okay, so now, let's go give it to you.
Appreciation. Patience.
Patience, right?
Education.
Education.
Does everybody have confidence?
Not everyone. Yeah.
Confidence.
Not everyone.
All right, what else? Can I hear from some more of the brothers?
Love.
Love. Okay.
It worked for me, so.
It worked for you? Is that?
It worked for me.
Oh, yeah.
Big guys here.
Okay. What else? So the next question is, when you think about us and all the building that you've done with one another, all the building, the connection that you've had, the conversations, what's one thing that inspires you? The one thing that you are going to take away with you back home? Did you do it? Does everybody have one? Does everybody have one? Look, she needs to go. Okay, what else? What do you get from being here? What do you get from each other that you would like to let us know about? Hope again. Okay, what else? Solutions. Okay, so does everyone have? That is our token of appreciation for you continuing to be here. Okay, so everybody has one? Okay, so now.
One to her, do I have one?
Oh, there you go.
That one to her.
Thank you.
All right. And now we have something for you. You ready? Here, it's yours. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. You ready? Look, this is what you get. Yeah. Okay, and do we have anybody else? Any more kids? Did you get a
I got a kid. How about this kid?
We have something for you too. Here you go.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair, Sister Sonali. Okay, now I would like that we move those tables on the side or to the back and we sit in a big circle. We'll have Imam Khalid Briggs in a minute, but before we do that, I'd like us to move the tables to the back maybe and have a big circle